we are set for this titanic battle.
And here's why. Both these guys cut to make the 265 limit. Massive heavyweights.
With the official introductions, here's Michael C. Williams.
Here at SAP Center live on Spike, Bellator MMA, presented by Miller Lite, now moves to the heavyweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. We introduce the blue corner first. At 6'2", weighing in 265.3 pounds. As a professional, 10 wins, 5 losses, fighting out of Porterville, California, presenting Javy Ayala. And across the cage is adversary tonight, fighting out of the red corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 262.4 pounds tonight, making his Bellator debut. The veteran brings a professional record with 22 victories, 14 defeats. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, introducing Roy Big Country Nelson. And the referee in charge of the action, Jason Herzog.
So we are set for this heavyweight battle. Big Country, well, he asks who's ready for the debut of the belly rub. He's the Buddha belly bearded brawler, ready to make his Bellator MMA debut against Javy Ayala. These two guys hit harder than Tupac's hit 'em up. Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers, it's Miller time. But for these two, it's just a matter of seconds until it's hammer time. Get the Bay Area reference?
I get all of the Bay Area references. Love them. My question is, how long will Roy Big Country Nelson stand? He loves the right hand. He also has great jiu-jitsu. Javy Ayala come out with no fear. One thing he does do that might burn him in this fight, he likes to let those hands float down by his chest. Has to have a sound defense in this fight.
Nelson's nickname Big Country. It was a one-hit wonder in the 80s. And he's well known for those one-hit wonders of a right hand with 10 first-round knockouts. But it's Javy Ayala who is off to a great start here in the opening 60 seconds.
And he's doing well, just like he did against Karatanov, not giving him too much respect.
Ayala launching the uppercut on the beard of Nelson.
Look at Nelson's reaction to getting hit. He ducks his head down. He gives him the forehead. He gives him that uppercut.
Half of Ayala's 10 wins have come via form of knockout. Also has 4 submission wins, looking for that spinning back kick.
Roy Nelson not showing much offense yet. Only takes 1.
Only 2 fighters have stopped Roy Nelson, Mark Hunt and Andrei Arlovsky.
Those are bad boys. Big Pygmy. You know, he respects the heavyweights. Great heavyweight in his own right. Can't wait to see him fight again.
And I really respect what he does for social
Fantastic.
causes. More human beings like the Big Pygmy are needed on this planet. As Roy Nelson and Javy Ayala, the Superman elbow.
A humanitarian everywhere except in the cage. That's Justin Wren.
Well said. Coming up on the midpoint of the opening round after a frenetic start. Things are slowing down a bit here, Jimmy.
Big Country, I think, building up in confidence a little. Javy Ayala light on his feet, but slowing down as this round is progressing.
Both possess one-hitter quitters on the right hand, but now a grappling match unfolding. And of course, when we mentioned Big Country Roy Nelson as he pummels, he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Fantastic Jiu-Jitsu, going for the takedown. But Javy Ayala says, I've been wrestling since I was a kid.
And Ayala has 4 submission wins, but is taken down by Nelson.
This is a turtle fight. You do not want to be on your back.
And a knowledgeable crowd, as you would expect in San Jose.
And then who this favors, Big Country. Man, going your arm underneath there for a half guard sweep, very dangerous in the heavyweight division.
Nelson has recorded 5 submission wins, including 2 rear naked chokes, 1 arm triangle, and a hammerlock. Now with 1.5 minutes remaining in the opening round, he has Ayala against the fence.
I thought this might be the difference maker. Big Country getting on top, working the ground and pound, the submission game, taking the energy out of the explosive, athletic Javy Ayala.
And Ayala had to go from being a fan of Roy Nelson to being a foe here tonight.
Oh, nice short elbow.
Nelson now reining in those right hands, trying to be secure, is looking for that far side Kimura, potentially the double wrist lock if he can slide that right hand through, Jimmy.
Yeah, Ayala trying to bury it. But he can't relieve the physical pressure.
Full mount by Roy Nelson. 45 seconds left in the first.
I wonder if Javy Ayala can hang on.
And while both of them are known for their striking prowess, this is mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Emphasis on mixed. And we're looking at the grappling game of Roy Nelson in full effect.
But does Javy Ayala know he just has to survive another 25 seconds? Going Americana. Switching to side control, and out goes Javy Ayala.
Beautiful escape by Ayala. Muay Thai knee to the face of Nelson. What a turnaround here for Ayala.
And a mistake, he got too close. He let him clinch him. Wasn't able to keep distance.
As expected, a fun first round between the heavyweights. More exciting action just around the corner.
Is he Fedor Emelianenko, the last emperor, greatest MMA heavyweight of all time? I believe that.
Second round underway in the heavyweight division. And Javy Ayala coming out strong against Roy Big Country Nelson. Of course, it was in this building that Fedor legitimately lost for the first time against Fabricio Verdum. And when I say legitimately, he lost early in his career as Nelson clipped Ayala with the right cross against Yoshi Kosaka in rings, but
elbow, let's not even get into it.
Let's not go get down that path. That's Ayala trying to ruin the path to Bellator MMA for Roy Nelson.
Quick for a heavyweight. The athleticism of Ayala is really stunning, but
and takedown defense on display by Ayala. Well, or is it? The power of Nelson scooping up Ayala and dropping him.
Too much for him.
And Jimmy, you and I on the trip here to the arena today, we talked about this scenario.
This is the difference, man. Everybody talked about, oh, big right hands, big right hands. You understand? Roy Nelson has great jiu-jitsu, and when the going gets tough, he can go to that second offensive option. Javy Ayala cannot. That is crucial. Big difference maker.
Nelson, a black belt under none other than Renzo Gracie, a legendary member of the Gracie family. You trained with.
Never heard of him. Nope, don't know who he is. Kid love Renzo Gracie. I'm a Carlson Gracie guy myself. Fantastic. Renzo Gracie, great instructor.
I wish I could buy Renzo Gracie's charisma. You get him,
dude,
and Boss Rutan in the room,
fantastic.
Forget about it.
Fantastic.
Still to come tonight, a very important welterweight matchup between Paul Daly, Lorenz Larkin, and of course, title implications in the lightweight division. In the main event, Benson Henderson back from knee surgery against Patricky Pitbull, the Brazilian knockout artist, and Nelson continues to grind away on Ayala here with 2 minutes gone in the second.
You talk about Renzo Gracie, you talk about that old school style. What is it? Physical pressure. Forget the submission. That comes when you wear a guy down, when you're in the right position. He gives up because he's under so much duress, he'll give you something. That is the style of Roy Nelson, old school.
Nelson smothering Javy Ayala, as you mentioned, Jimmy, both having to cut weight to make the 265-pound heavyweight limit. And Ayala thinking to himself, he ain't heavy, he's Roy Big Country Nelson.
Yeah. One hook in, if he gets two, nightmare scenario for Javy Ayala.
Nelson has Ayala's back.
Got to turn right now to get on top.
Talk about the guts and determination of Javy Ayala.
He's on top again.
Resiliency for the heavyweight who has Nelson's back now.
He's got to cut him loose and get in striking range. does not want to grapple. Ending up on top, one hook in.
And Ayala, let's not forget, he does have 4 submission wins. Wide tripod base there by Nelson momentarily. What a heavyweight fight here, much to the delight of the crowd in San Jose.
Here's where that card. Oh, beautiful kick.
And Nelson says, is that all you got? Adamantium chin. Showing off his whiskers.
Once again, takedown. Here it goes. If you wonder if our cages are soundly made, you now know, because it held up under that. That'll break a fence, my friend.
And how about the heavyweights showing all facets of MMA?
This is versatility. Yeah. You don't see this kind of versatility, this many positions in many heavyweight fights.
Bantamweight gold is on the line when champion Eduardo Dantas defends his title against Darian the Wolf Caldwell. Plus, former featherweight champ Daniel Strauss faces Emmanuel Sanchez. Bellator MMA Friday, October 6th, 9 p.m. live and free on Spike. And it's Nelson now spiking Ayala with these elbows.
One thing about being Roy Nelson, you don't need a lot of room to do a lot of damage.
Minutes of heavyweight action tailor-made to your satisfaction. Nelson eats a front kick. Ayala dines on these uppercuts. It's Nelson, Ayala, pillars of punishment next. Well, like Zeus, Nelson and Ayala known for throwing lightning bolt right hands, but tonight we are seeing all facets of their MMA game, and yes, please do touch gloves. You guys have treated us to quite a show, Jimmy.
Yeah, they certainly have back and forth. I love what Ayala's throwing on the feet.
Jimmy Smith's unofficial scorecard has it even after 2 rounds.
I gave it to Ayala by the barest of margins in round 1 just because they were on the feet longer, and I thought Ayala was more successful with his combination. Great right hand. Man, look at that shot.
Unbelievable chins on the display by both of them.
He leaned all the way into that shot. He caught the forehead of Roy Big Country Nelson, not the chin.
Ayala has never been knocked out in 15 previous fights, and we already mentioned that Mark Hunt and Andrei Arlovsky, the only 2 to stop Nelson with strikes.
Now we answer some questions.
Beautiful combination.
Who did that last run? Who did that last run? Who did that last sprint? Who put in a little bit more at the gym? Because both guys are in a 3rd round, and I don't think either one expected it.
41-year-old Roy Nelson, 29-year-old Javy Ayala, and the fans, the Bellator MMA universe enjoying the action. And I'm really impressed with Javy Ayala's resilience.
And his athleticism, his speed for such a big guy. Gotta stop the takedown.
Changes levels, explodes for the double leg.
This has been the difference. Ayala has had success on the feet, but on the ground, he has had no answer for the physical pressure of Roy Big Country Nelson. 3.5 minutes, a ton of time.
There you go. Drop your hips heavy. Drop your hips heavy. Drop your hips heavy. Perfect. Now, flatten out.
Nelson scheduled to immediately fly out to Thailand to film Kickboxer 3, working on his movie career while beginning his Bellator MMA career. And in many ways, we thought maybe we would see that. Not necessarily a kickboxing match, but more of a boxing match. But man, this has again been MMA.
He's been smart. I mean, Javy Ayala's looked great on the feet, good combinations, fast, athletic. On the ground, negates all of those advantages of Javy Ayala. Being under a guy the size of Roy Big Country Nelson is just, it's awful. Knee on belly just to make it worse. I don't care how big your belly is, that sucks.
Wow, Ayala trying to bridge out from using the cage.
Not gonna happen.
And again, far side Americana being attempted now by Roy Nelson. Nelson with 5 submissions to his credit. He said he wanted to come out and knock out Ayala with his right hand. That's what we all expected Ayala would try to do as well, and they've already displayed their chins, Jimmy.
Yeah, they certainly have. This has been the edge for Roy Big Country Nelson. It's been the jiu-jitsu. We wondered if he would go to it. He did.
Now, he comes in from the UFC, 19-fight veteran. Wants to make a good first impression at Bellator MMA here at 41. What do you think of his performance thus far?
Hey, so far, it keeps going the way it is. He's going to win this fight. That's what you need. Come in with the W. Don't come out going, hey, I need to finish this guy to really impress everybody. Hey, come out, get a win. Worry about getting the knockouts later.
The Bellator heavyweight title has been vacant for quite a while. Frank Mir has recently joined the Bellator heavyweight ranks. But Roy Nelson, Javy Ayala, they would love to vie for the Bellator heavyweight championship, but Ayala was carrying the weight of Roy Nelson. Now Nelson with a wide base, under a minute left in the fight.
Ayala needs to do something, go for broke, because this last 45 seconds, this round has been controlled by Big Country. I think this is the fight for him.
And potentially an anticlimactic finish to what has been an entertaining fight.
Fans get spoiled.
Yes,
you hear the people booing.
Commentators get spoiled.
We get spoiled too.
And here, maybe Nelson heard us. Nelson raining down some right hands in the final 15 seconds of the fight, wanting to make that lasting impression on the judges here in his first fight under the Bellator MMA banner. Big Country and Eye Candy go the distance.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance inside the Bellator cage, we'll go to your 3 judges' scorecards. Your first judge, Wade Vieira, scores the fight 30-26. While judges Michael Gingona and Marcos Rosales both see the fight the same, 29-28. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Roy Big Country Nelson.
Well, thankfully, the world did not end today, but Javy Ayala's 2-fight winning streak, unfortunately for him, ends courtesy of Roy Big Country Nelson. Jimmy Smith talking to the victorious Bellator MMA newcomer.
I'm here with Big Country Roy Nelson. That was a hard 15 minutes, but you come out with the W. How does it feel in your Bellator debut?
It feels good, you know, like Viacom and Spike were talking about they needed some film footage, so I had to give it to them.
I appreciate you doing that for us, man. We needed a longer fight. You got us more footage. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no, I had to give it a little up and down, just to kind of give what the fans would want to see.
Coming in, everybody talked about the striking. Everybody talked about the overhand rights, the power. It became about your top control, your jiu-jitsu, your takedown. Was that your plan from the beginning?
Yeah, no, the plan was just, you know, go out there and get the W and just show the fans what I still have.
The fans very much behind you tonight. How did that feel throughout this fight?
It feels great, you know, like good being California. I know it's a hometown for Javy, but, you know, Javy put up a great fight. You know, he's a good, strong opponent. So, you know, my hat's off to him.
Can't wait to see you again. Give him a hand. Roy Big Country Nelson, ladies and gentlemen.